Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely. Always excited to see what we uncover.
Well, today we're taking a look at NotebookLM.
Oh, interesting. I've been hearing a lot about that one.
It's this AI tool developed by Google, and it's designed to, well, uh, help you understand your own documents better.
Okay, so like a supercharged note-taking app or something?
Kind of, but it's more than that. It's almost like having your own personal AI expert who's read everything you have, all your notes, research everything, and can answer any question you have about it.
Huh. That's a pretty bold claim. So what, is it like a chatbot then? Like those ones that everyone's been talking about?
I thought that at first, too, but it's actually way more than that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So how did Google even come up with this idea?
Well, you know how everyone's feeling overwhelmed with information these days?
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Right. So Google, they recognized this problem, this information overload, and they wanted to create a tool that could help people make sense of the information they already have.
Hmm, interesting. So instead of just adding to the noise with more information, they're trying to help us filter and analyze what we already have.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so how does it actually work?
Well, you upload your documents, Google Docs, PDFs, even websites.
Wow, a lot of different formats.
Yeah, and then NotebookLM uses this thing called Gemini AI technology to analyze them.
Hold on, Gemini AI.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's basically, think of it like the brain behind the whole operation. It's Google's latest and greatest AI, and it's really good at understanding language, like the meaning and context of what you're reading.
So it's not just like a basic search engine matching keywords, it actually understands the content.
Exactly. And once it's processed your documents, it can do some pretty amazing things.
Like what?
It can summarize the key points, create a glossary of terms, answer your questions, and even help you generate new ideas.
Wow, so it's almost like having a personal tutor who's read all the same stuff you have and is ready to like have a deep conversation about it.
That's a great way to put it. It's really about empowering users to engage with their information on a deeper level.
Sounds pretty revolutionary, honestly.
It really does.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's clear that Google built this Notebook LM to tackle this problem of information overload.
Right.
But how does it actually help? Can you give me an example of someone using it and actually getting something valuable out of it?
Sure, yeah. Imagine you're a medical student
Okay.
and you're, trying to keep up with all the latest research on something like dopamine.
Oh, yeah. A lot of research coming out on that all the time.
Exactly. And it can get pretty complicated. So you could upload a really dense scientific article to NotebookLM and just ask it straight out.
Like what kind of question?
Something like, give me a glossary of key terms related to dopamine and explain how they all relate to each other.
So instead of spending hours highlighting and trying to figure out all the jargon.
Exactly. You're getting a personalized crash course on exactly what you need.
Wow, that would be a huge time saver. So it's not just for students though, right?
Oh, definitely not.
Who else could use it?
Let's say you're an author. You're working on a biography
Okay.
about two historical figures who, knew each other.
Like, for example.
Let's say Harry Houdini and Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh, interesting. They knew each other.
They did, yeah. And you've got, stacks of notes,
Yeah.
research papers, all these details about their lives and interactions. It would take you forever to go through all of that and try to piece together a timeline of their relationship.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be a nightmare.
Right. But with NotebookLM, you could just upload everything and ask it. Summarize all the interactions between Houdini and Conan Doyle.
And it would just pull it all together for you.
Yeah. Organize it chronologically, highlight key moments.
That's incredible. Like having a super-powered research assistant. I'm starting to see why people are so excited about this.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just summarizing, too.
In what way?
Remember, it's built on that Gemini AI, which means it can actually understand the meaning of your documents.
So it's not just spitting out facts, it's connecting the dots.
Right, like a content creator could upload their brainstorming notes
Okay.
for a video series and ask NotebookLM to generate a script outline.
Interesting.
Or an entrepreneur could upload their pitch deck.
Oh, yeah. Like before meeting with investors.
Exactly, and ask NotebookLM to predict what questions they might ask.
That's smart. Okay, I'm sold. This is seriously impressive stuff. But I have to ask, what about accuracy? We're talking about trusting an AI with some pretty important information.
Oh, that's a good point. And it's a valid concern, definitely. But that's something Google has actually thought about a lot. One of the coolest things about NotebookLM is that it doesn't just give you an answer.
Yeah.
It actually shows you its work. Every response comes with citations.
Oh, so you can check its sources.
Exactly. It links back to the exact passages where it got its information, so you can, fact check and see the context.
That's reassuring.
Right. And then on top of that, Google's been very transparent about privacy.
Okay, good.
The AI only sees what you upload. No one else can see it. It's not used to train other AI models.
So my stuff stays mine. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about, how it works, what it can do. I'm curious about its evolution. You mentioned that it started as an experimental project.
Right.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so back in 2023, Google unveiled this thing called Project Tailwind.
Project Tailwind.
Yeah, it was basically the early version of NotebookLM.
Got it.
And it was kind of aimed at researchers at first, but it quickly became clear that it could be used for way more than just research.
So they decided to expand it.
Yeah. And then in late 2024, they officially launched NotebookLM as a core product.
Not just an experiment anymore.
Exactly, which shows how much confidence they have in it. They even launched a paid version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, NotebookLM Plus.
So what's that about?
It's for businesses and people with paid Gemini subscriptions.
Interesting. And speaking of expanding, they also added that audio overviews feature, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The one where you can get a podcast-style summary of your documents.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a big step, making information even more accessible.
Imagine, listening to a research paper on your commute.
Right.
I remember reading about how Spotify used that feature for their Wrapped experience.
Oh, yeah. Instead of just getting a playlist, you get a whole audio recap of your listening habits.
Like your own personal music podcast.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So what's next? What can we expect to see in the future for NotebookLM?
That's a great question. It's amazing. It's already so powerful. But it feels like we're just getting started,
Yeah.
One thing I'm particularly excited about is how it could change education.
How so?
Imagine students being able to upload their textbooks and get personalized study guides, practice quizzes, even interactive simulations.
That's fascinating. Tailored to their learning style.
Exactly.
Wow. And think about the workplace.
Right.
Teams could use it as a shared knowledge hub.
Oh, yeah. Instantly access information, generate reports.
Collaborate on projects more effectively.
Exactly.
It really does open up so many possibilities.
It does. And it brings us to a question that I think everyone should be asking themselves right now.
What's that?
How might NotebookLM and AI-powered learning in general change the way we learn, the way we make decisions, the way we solve problems in the future?
It's funny. We started talking about information overload, and now I'm the one who's feeling a little overwhelmed.
I get it.
Just thinking about all the things NotebookLM can do.
It's a lot to take in.
It really feels like something that could change, everything.
It has the potential, for sure.
The way we think about information.
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting things about it is it puts the power back in the individual's hands.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. We've all felt intimidated by, a complex topic or just mountains of data.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But imagine not feeling that way anymore. Instead, you've got this AI companion right there with you, helping you make sense of it all.
Like having a superpower.
Right.
The ability to absorb and understand information incredibly quickly.
Exactly.
And I think that's what really makes NotebookLM different.
How so?
We've seen other AI tools that can, summarize text, answer questions, but there's something different about this one.
I think it comes down to that personalization.
Yeah.
Being grounded in your own sources.
The stuff you already trust.
Exactly. It's not just pulling from the entire internet. It's becoming an expert on your specific information.
And then with all those features, summaries, questions, ideas, even those audio overviews, it's making that information actually usable.
More accessible.
Easier to digest. It's I don't know, having a research assistant who's always there ready to help you.
And that brings us back to that question we asked earlier.
About how this could change the future.
Yeah. How might NotebookLM and AI like it change the way we learn, the way we work, the way we interact with information? I mean, will we see a shift from passively consuming information to actively engaging with it?
Guided by our own AI companions.
Exactly.
That's a powerful thought. And as we wrap up this deep dive into NotebookLM, I'd encourage all of you listening to think about that. How could this fit into your life? What information challenges are you facing? What have you been putting off because it just seemed too overwhelming?
It's worth exploring.
Maybe NotebookLM is the key to unlocking those doors. It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time.